if you're not getting the iron your body needs, if you feel weak, run down, and are easily upset, start taking iron today.
Well, TGIF, everybody. Sound issues aside, I think I got it worked out. I even knew ahead of time that I was going to have to be here with OBS. I had all my little bells and whistles done, everything set that I wanted, but I'll be damned if the microphone wasn't still muted. But welcome to Have No Sphere, right here on the Iron Rail Media YouTube channel. My name is Josh Corey, and we have got Adam for you tonight, eventually. Until then, I don't know what the hell we're going to do. We're just going to sit here and talk amongst ourselves. Mainly because we did it a little bit on Wednesday, but we don't do it as often as we would like to. I know John Savage wishes we could get together about 4 or 5 times a week just to talk and get all of the side banter out of the way so that come Wednesday we could actually get down and do show prep instead of spending an hour and a half playing catch up with each other's personal lives. But that's all right. We'll spend some time tonight just talking. I know Zach had a couple videos he wanted to talk about. John had some comments from last week's show that he wanted to talk about. So we're just going to jump right in and say hello to everybody. We're going to start off with one Mr. Walter Johnson, my co-host from this morning over there on Truth Frequency Radio's Ironworks every Tuesday and Friday, 4 a.m. to 6 a.m. Central. Good afternoon, Walter. Did you get a nap in?
I got one. I found one. There was one laying around somewhere. I snuck teeny, just they're so short I could just as soon call them power naps. Or is it space naps? Space naps.
Space naps.
That's what I'm taking. I have a little zip up cocoon thing. I just hang myself up in a fully lit room. I hang myself up in a cocoon thing in a fully lit room with my eyes kind of twitching, very unsteady breathing. That's how I sleep. My naps.
For about 3 minutes.
NASA! Woo! Anyway, how are everybody else? Get on with it because I don't have much to say.
All right, well, let's do it.
Happy All Hallows
something.
Flat Earth Day. International Flat Earth Day. I think I saw earlier this morning it is, according to something. I don't remember who said that in chat. But anyway, good morning.
That was Reagan Humphreys, I believe, if my memory serves.
Man, look at the big brain on butt. All right.
All right, let's say hello over to our other co-host from this morning, Zachary Zabala, or Good Times for All here on YouTube. I'm not even going to attempt the other nicknames because I always forget at least one. Zach, how was your day?
Oh, not too bad, Josh. Just going over a little bit more research on the movement of the planets, and it's hard. It's really been hard to find information that, I don't know, I want to do it myself, but that would be like a long process. And I don't know. So I've been thinking about that a lot, how astronomy has gone astray for so long that putting it over a flat plane is, I don't know. I'd have to sit there and watch it. So that's what's been on my brain. It's maddening.
It is. It's a brain buster.
Yeah. And I don't know. I'm working on it, but that's the video I'm working on. We're almost done with the presentation for Dallas. So we'll see what happens. I'm ready for the show, though. It was a good day. Warming up, melting snow here in Denver. Gotta love that.
Yeah, it finally did warm up a little bit today. Almost got up to 60 compared to below freezing last night. So I'll take what I can get.
Mm-hmm.
And last but never, ever least in our hearts, one Mr. John. Savage! Hot on the heels of his plumbing certificate. How's your week been with hot water and a heated home?
Evening, Josh. Evening, guys. Yeah, it's been a very good week. Very good week. I'm hoping for cold weather now, really. it's warmed up a little bit, and I'm a bit disappointed because I can't light the fire. But yeah, no, I've been getting to. It's like having a new puppy or something. You got to get to know your fire because it's every one of them's got their own little foibles, and but they call it an uncontrollable heat source. But
Of course,
yeah, right. Make it sound. Oh my god,
Dave's living in danger. He's a what an anarchist you are.
From my experience with it, it's absolutely controllable. It's unbelievable. It's yeah, I've got dials on the side of it. I can turn them down. I can open vents, close vents, run a tap. I mean, it's just mental. But yeah, straight on the heels of getting that sorted, the next day, my bath decided to hemorrhage all the water going down the plug hole onto the floor, which was hidden behind a permanently fixed tiled wall around the bath. And the first we knew about it was water sort of gurgling up in the hall outside the bathroom, which I thought the dog had peed on the carpet. I thought we'd left him there, and yeah, but it turned out not to be dog pee, and I hadn't spilt my beer, and the kids assured me they hadn't dropped any water and all this sort of stuff. And yeah, it turns out the plug drain had sheared itself off the plug. So we've got this amazing shower now that chucks out mains pressure hot water, and it was all going all over the floor. So that's been my job today. Other than that, I feel a bit embarrassed. I haven't been doing much flat Earth. I haven't been contemplating planet movements and things like this, although I have been thinking.
But now you're fully certified savage. That is, you now bequeathed with that name, sir.
Yes, I am now legally, in their legalese bullshit system, allowed to light the fire, and the council have called their dogs off. So yes, I'm very happy on that front. But yeah, no, it's been quite an interesting week for Flat Earth. With I mean, you guys saw InfoWars piece they put out. I mean, that's some interesting stuff
really
right there.
Piece, yeah.
Well, you guys discussed that InfoWars piece. I've got to go check out some taillights and see about getting some light bulbs switched around before it gets too dark.
Tail light? No, is that a euphemism?
Nope. Unfortunately, that is an actual tail light. Some idiot put the bulbs in the wrong side, so when you hit the brakes, one of the tail lights pop on.
You gotta love that.
Looks like I got a brake light out, or my son has a brake light out on his new car. So we're gonna go take a look at that. I shan't be too long because it's gonna be a pretty easy fix. They just need some help with the tools. So I'll be back ASAP.
Bring us with you, man. Live stream it. It'll be the most exciting thing happening tonight.
Right.
I think Nathan's invited half the universe over, and they're all there in chat going, "This better be good. This better be bloody good." Well, how did I end up here? Yeah.
Well,
yeah. Don't bother, guys. Go back. Watch the sport.
Be sure you keep him entertained whilst I'm gone, then, John. And I'll be right back.
Yeah, the 24-hour
I knew.
Antarctic sun.
Sorry, Zach.
Sorry, Zach. Go ahead. The 24 hours.
No, not the 24-hour. I was reading chat.
I know I do the same thing. See, John's right. Stop reading the chat. You're thinking one thing and say what you're reading. Exactly.
InfoWars. The guy from InfoWars. He is really, and Alex Jones was talking about it even, and he sounded like he was going through when Owen Benjamin went through it. The Earth is not flat. Okay, this doesn't make sense. But the Earth is not flat. He just kept saying it, and that's one of the stages that some people go through. Some people can just, it's weird. Some people it just clicks and they accept it, and other people they fight it. There's just something about it, but it's it's in there rattling around his head.
Who is that? Was that the guy Reese from InfoWars you're talking about?
I'm not sure. I was talking about Alex. Yeah, the guy Reese is definitely.
Oh, Alex saying, but it's not flat. But it's not. Yeah. He's got to say that, hasn't he? He's got to say that. But Yeah, because otherwise, if he said anything other than that or didn't keep saying it, then tomorrow's papers would be Alex Jones is a flat earther. And you can't have that now, surely.
But yeah, that piece, if you haven't seen it, it's on a lot of different channels out there.
It's well put together as well. It's well researched. It's 10 minutes. It's concise. It's yeah. I don't know what the motivation behind it is, but I liked it. I thought it was good. I've always had a soft spot for Alex. I know there's a ton of shill theories out there.
I was watching his stand up the other day. Stupid.
Watching who in stand up?
I said I was watching his stand up just the other day. No, I had some hicks on the other day. Someone in chat had mentioned It's Just a Ride, and I was like, man, I need to watch that routine. I haven't seen that in a year or 5. So, but yeah, I have yet. I watched it when I saw you put it in chat with us. I started it and saw that it wasn't going to be a hit piece. I'm like, okay, cool. I'll watch this in full. I guess I didn't glance at the time. I assumed it was a minute or like a show's length of something. I didn't know it was just 10 minutes. Hell, I would have watched it then and there. Well, I thought it was one of his shows where he talked about it. I didn't know it was just a piece they had put together concisely. So I'll definitely check it out.
Well, apparently he played it on his show. So, I mean,
since we can't monetize any longer, apparently we've been told we could get.
Did we ever monetize?
They should love that freedom.
Centuries ago, we tried it, but they said, no, you're bad little flat earthers. You can't have that. So, but anyway, regardless, yeah, it's up to you guys. Of course, I can't stream it, and Josh has now left the home. So when he gets back to the control panel, we might get ready to play it.
What, you talking about playing it?
Sure, why not? What the hell?
Well, you don't reckon we'll get copyrighted for that? Or
Well, of course we will, but like I said, we can't monetize anyway, so I doubt they're going to take it down, but I don't know, maybe we shouldn't roll the dice. I do know I have a...
if I can find it.
Yeah, I'll, let me see here.
You say I dropped.
But will it go out like we want it to without Josh changing settings? Is what
yeah, all I've got to do is share screen. If someone gives me the link to it, or
right, but does he have us in a full screen right now? I haven't even gone to YouTube. I got chat popped out.
Yeah, we're on full.
Okay, well, look, I didn't know if he had us in like
screen.
Like,
see if anyone in chat's dropped a link to it.
Brady Bunch style or whatever.
Brady.
Well, yeah, that should be all right. That's a good size screen.
Yeah, anyone in chat who cares to drop a link would be good.
Shout out to chat. I didn't know we were fumbling for the link. I'm just sitting here clicking away, trying to get back to the actual channel because I had popped chat out trying to spare resources for our video. Oh yeah, okay, that's fine.
So, do we know how we're getting Adam in on this?
Well, see, that's a question that chat asked. What about the Globe Line? I'm like, well, I know we're going to have Adam on as soon as possible, but I guess, again, that's going to involve Joshua at the helm. Joshua at the helm.
I don't see why.
Do you want me to just share it? I mean, I have it right here.
If you can share, yeah.
Yeah.
Remember, share sound.
Yeah.
Excellent. That buys us 10 minutes. Let me try and get Adam on the line.
Social media censorship, questioning whether or not the Earth is a globe has been deemed harmful thought. But why is this? We seem to be conditioned to think that the issue has been scientifically settled. But this is not the case. Our most popular scientists recognize that the geocentric model, where the Earth is at the center of the universe, is observably accurate. Edwin Hubble and Stephen Hawking went as far as to say that they reject the geocentric model not based on scientific reasoning, but rather because they find the thought of being at the center of the universe to be emotionally disturbing. Physicist George Ellis stated that you cannot disprove the geocentric model, you can only exclude it on philosophical grounds. The Michelson-Morley experiment in the 1880s proved the Earth was stationary, and Albert Einstein claimed this was a serious embarrassment and intended to disprove it with his relativity theory, but later admitted that he had failed to do so. We are conditioned to think that the heliocentric model is scientifically superior to the geocentric model, but when we apply scientific reasoning, we discover that this is not true. Contrary to popular thought, the scientific community has disputed the heliocentric model for centuries, such as the Earth's curvature. According to the heliocentric Earth model, the Earth is 24,000 miles in circumference, and if one were standing at sea level, they should only be able to see less than 3 miles before the surface of the Earth curves out of view. But this has been proven to be false for centuries, from the Bedford Level experiments of 1838 to modern photography. This photograph of Chicago was taken almost 60 miles away from Grand Mere State Park in Michigan. On a spherical Earth, this would be impossible. Using the Pythagorean Theorem and the current dimensions of the Earth, the top of the tallest skyscraper should be 900 feet below the observable horizon. Local news explained this anomaly by claiming the image was a mirage.
And what you're seeing here is a mirage. We typically would not be able to see this from the Lake Michigan shore. We talked about this last night. Conditions are right on the lake that we're actually seeing a mirage.
They claimed that somehow light refraction and perfect weather conditions are responsible for creating a photorealistic mirage of the Chicago skyline, appearing to sit on the flat horizon from almost 60 miles away. Anomalies in the Earth's curvature can also be found in old lighthouses, able to be seen for several miles past what is possible on the heliocentric model, and weapons guidance systems that are capable of sighting targets that would only be possible on a flat plane. We are accustomed to observing ships disappearing over the curve, but with modern consumer cameras, we can observe that this seems to be an optical illusion based on light reflection and the laws of perspective. Many of us tend to think the planet is too big to observe curvature, but the empirical evidence tells us that either the surface of the Earth is a flat plane or the planet is at least 100 times bigger than we are told. Another very intriguing argument for flat earthers is Antarctica, the mysterious massive continent at our southern pole that nobody is allowed to explore. After sailing over 60,000 miles along the Antarctic coastline, Captain Cook was never able to complete the journey around the ice continent, which is supposed to be just under 12,000 miles around. Neither was James Clark Ross or the British ship Challenger. Nobody has ever successfully circumnavigated Antarctica. Many so-called flat earthers claim that these attempts failed because Antarctica is actually a massive ice barrier that surrounds the flat surface of the Earth. The azimuthal equidistant projection map, produced by the U.S. Geological Survey, has been used for centuries for the fact that all directions or azimuths are correct and all distances are at true scale. Studying this map, one can clearly see how man has been able to accurately circumnavigate the Earth on a flat plane model. And if it is in fact accurate, then it explains why after 60,000 miles, nobody has been able to completely circumnavigate Antarctica. Interestingly, this is also the map used by the United Nations. Admiral Richard Byrd, Medal of Honor winner, youngest admiral in the history of the Navy, and recipient of 3 ticker tape parades in his honor, led 4 expeditions to Antarctica. The 4th being a military operation known as Operation High Jump, with an aircraft carrier group, 4,700 men, 13 support ships, and 33 aircraft Their stated mission was to establish the Antarctic research base Little America 4, but many believe the true nature of the secret mission was to root out the Nazis who arrived in 1939, claiming New Schwabia and setting up a Nazi presence in Antarctica. In 1954, Admiral Richard Byrd spoke on TV of an area bigger than the United States with valuable resources and announced a future of international exploration.
Our very distinguished guest for this evening is Admiral Richard E. Byrd.
Strangely enough, there's left in the world today an area as big as the United States that's never been seen by a human being. And that's beyond the pole on the other side of the South Pole from Middle America. We've found enough of coal within 180 miles of the South Pole in a great ridge of mountains. It's not covered with snow, enough to supply the whole world for quite a while. And it's, I think it's quite astonishing that there should be an area as big as that unexplored.
This is a tremendous
So
job.
there's a lot of adventure left down at the bottom of the world.
Admiral, do you hope to see that?
I do. So I'm willing to say to you that there will be a number of expeditions that will follow, I think, year after year, at the bottom of the world, because the government has really become interested.
But this never happened. In 1957, Admiral Byrd died in his sleep of a heart ailment at the age of 68. And on December 1st, 1959, all 12 countries active in Antarctica signed a United Nations treaty that outlawed all public travel south of the 60th southern parallel. This was the same time that NASA was formed. The world's attention was pulled away from exploring Antarctica and directed firmly on the moon. In 1962, a series of high-altitude nuclear tests was carried out by the United States. It was called Operation Fishbowl, which has caught the curiosity of many flat Earth researchers because the flat Earth model shared by the ancients was one where we lived within a sphere, upon a flat surface, and surrounded by a massive dome, like a fishbowl, or the Truman Show. In 2012, the secret lost diary of Admiral Richard E. Byrd was published, wherein Admiral Byrd allegedly claimed to enter a hollow Earth through a hole in the center of Antarctica and meet with an advanced alien civilization. The diary provides no evidence of being authentic, and many would suggest that it portrays the distinguished admiral as a crackpot and strange tales of Antarctica as fantasy. To this day, the public is strictly prohibited from traveling below the 60th southern parallel. Nobody has ever completely circumnavigated Antarctica, and airplanes are prohibited from flying over the icy continent. What are they hiding? There is now talk of investing trillions of dollars to explore Mars. Why not Antarctica? If sharing videos about flat Earth is harmful, why not put it all to rest by circumnavigating Antarctica, documenting everything, and prove that the Earth is a spinning globe? For Infowars.com, this is Greg Reese.
Interesting. Very, very interesting. Very, very interesting. Lots of distraction there. I saw in the mix of a lot of good information, as I expected from InfoWars, no less.
What do you put as distraction?
I mean, the whole, when you start throwing that stuff there at the end in with, it just kind of got a little, you know.
Right, I know exactly what you mean, yeah.
Just a little.
Are you talking about the bit where disappearing into the inner Earth and all that?
Yeah.
But what he was saying
that in
was
there to just make it a little whatever, a little crazier than it needed to be. That wasn't necessary, you know.
Well, what he was
and
saying
a lot of people
was,
have issues with Bird too, but I don't know about that. Go ahead. I'm sorry I interrupted you. Go ahead, John.
No, I was just saying what he was saying there was that his diaries were released in 2012, I think it was.
Yeah, I've read them back in my UFO days.
Yeah, and they're completely unsubstantiated. We don't know whether they came from Bird, but
Exactly.
he was saying that they were released to ridicule Bird, make him look
Maybe
like a
I misheard
lunatic.
it. Yeah,
I did the first time. I thought, no, don't.
Right, that's what I did. Like, no, don't mess it all up there at the end. Just right there at the end. Shit.
And I just immediately thought alien agenda, alien. And then, but no, listening to it that time again, he was saying, this guy was dead laced straight as a die up until 2012 or whatever, when someone released the unauthored or whatever diaries of Bird, talking about aliens and different universe or different dimensions and all sorts of nonsense. But who knows, all that could be true. Didn't Bird's son turn up dead in a dumpster recently, prematurely as well?
It's ringing a bell for some reason, perhaps.
Yeah, I don't know if anyone can look up that story, but he prematurely ended up out with the trash. But I don't know what that means or otherwise. But I didn't know actually that Bird lasted until 67, age 67. I thought he died at 57 or something. I thought he died a couple of weeks after that interview. But obviously not. If that report was correct, but I thought very interesting. And Alex Jones was talking about funding a flight to Antarctica or something.
I've heard some scuttle about that. Shout out to Nuka-Cola in chat. What's up, brother? Luka Leko is here. Among everybody else. He just said hey to Flatty. I don't know, that's me. So, but what's up, brother? And what's up to everybody else in chat? Glad you guys are here. We appreciate it. Did we ever have a successful attempt at adding Adam yet to the call?
No, he had called earlier on Skype, and I spoke to him for a minute. I know Roxanne was live, and he was on there. So I'm sure we'll be hearing from him as soon as that's done. I'm not sure if that's over yet or...
Okay. Well, I just don't want to... I didn't know if we were going to be doing it through Skype or Zoom, if he could Zoom from his situation where he's located. I didn't know, coverage, etc.
If I can Zoom from my fondle slab, then so can he.
Sounds like a thing.
He hasn't been seen on Skype for an hour, though, so I imagine the wine is flowing.
In Italy, you think? No.
Or he's been arrested, or they're driving to the next place.
That is very possible.
Who knows? Kudos for him and Dave. Was it Trinity? Help me out. 4?
I did have it. I don't have it on the top of my head now. Man.
Dave Manning?
Yeah, sounds close. Put it in chat, somebody.
Dave Murphy was there as well today in St. Mark's Square, I think. Lovely location. Awesome location.
They had to move the first setup. Did you see that?
I didn't. No, Josh was saying.
The cops came up and made him move to a new spot.
He could be in jail then.
Where were they that was so offensive? Outside the Vatican or something?
It was in front of some tower. There was some tower that they were standing in front of. And the police were there, and they said that they weren't allowed to film the police.
Gotta love Europe. Free Europe. Bulgaria just says no.
I don't know if that's a law over there or what, but yeah.
Free speech in free Europe. God, I love it. It's what we all voted for, remember? Oh, I'm the only European here, aren't I? Who's never voted in his life. Yeah, but you've got nothing to complain about then, have you? No, I've got everything to complain about.
I didn't vote for the guys who did this to us.
You're the idiots that voted. I loved it. I was telling the plumber the other day that, it's mandatory to vote in Australia. And he was like, wow, really, is it? I was like, yeah, but it's mandatory to register to vote over here. They don't even care if you vote. As long as you register to vote, then you don't get £1,000 fine. I don't know if it's the same in the US.
No, they automatically did it to me. Because every time they ask when I go and do my driver's license, I say, no, thank you. And this last time I got a thing to go be a juror. And I was like, don't I need to register to vote? Or, yeah, register to vote to become part of a jury? And they're like, yeah, I think so. And I went and looked and I was registered. So I don't know if somebody's voting in my place.
I was going to say, that sounds like some scandalousness voter.
Backwoods, Indiana, man.
Well, is there a way you can look up your voter ID and see who you voted for the last 10 years?
I don't know.
That'd be funny if you've been voting for Hillary for the last pro fluoride, pro vaccines. Yeah, no, we've got to register over here. That's what gives them their mandate for their criminal government. So obviously I haven't registered for years. I don't think anyone else is in the house, but we had someone on the doorstep the other day, some registered Nazi. But of course.
Yeah, at the street festival I was at last weekend, I saw they had a booth set up trying to get people to volunteer to be census takers. So apparently that's coming soon to a neighborhood near you. Get counted for your government.
Well, yeah, it used to be every 10 years over here, and now they're trying to change it to once a year or something, and then eventually they want census every day. Basically, they want to know with the finger on the pulse of everything that's happening every day. So it'll become automated. But the census is something I don't participate in either. Anything that's addressed to the homeowner or to the occupier, that's what they call them over here. It's addressed to the occupier, and I, quite rightly, I think, not called the occupier, so it's not addressed to me, so it goes straight in the shredder.
That sounds beautiful. I like that theory.
If they addressed it to me, I mean, why can't they address it to me? They know I live here. You know, they know it's the savage household, the savage cave. Address it to me. Why do you? Who's the occupier? The occupier. Don't know the bloke. So yeah, goes in the shredder. Must have lived here before, maybe.
Zach, before I forget, drop the link to that video we watched in this current Zoom chat so that I may put it in the description to give full credit to those who put it together.
Yeah, that was actually from Globebusters. I used Bob's.
All right.
So I'll go grab it again and I'll put it in our chat.
In the description, there's a link to the original.
To the original. That's what I would like.
Yeah, probably best to.
Yeah, I'll follow it and get it in there. I just want to make sure. So. And going forward, if you see Iron Rim Media in our chat, that's probably going to be me, not Josh, until he returns. I'll drive chat while I do some bits and bobs and whatnots.
Tell you what, if there are any plumbers out there listening, there may be something about plumbers, but I've had two of them around here now, and the first thing he said to me was, "Bloody hell, you seen the chemtrails?" And the other guy was with him was like, "What? What are you talking about? Oh, what? Eh?"
Right.
I know exactly what you're talking about. So,
today being a show, a Friday morning show things, Ironworks. Shout out to the Iron Scouts in there. But I always go out and hit the early morning days on show days. So I was out this morning early as the sun was coming up, and literally before the sun rose, I could see them already hit the sky heavily. And I don't know if it's because of the Mercury retrograde that's happening right now that would show somebody something if they happen to catch the right thing going on with the sun and Mercury. It has to be that, because that's really the only astronomical thing going on with the sun that I'm aware of. But they are trying to hide something hugely. Every chemtrail today was aimed at that sun. As it went across the sky, they were hitting it.
I've not seen too many chemtrails.
It was insane here in the States today, or at least in the
whole
South.
summer.
Part.
But yesterday or the day before, it was literally a patchwork in the sky. It was the heaviest I've seen it probably ever. So I don't know what that's all about. But the next day was gloomy and miserable, and it's been pissing down with it ever since. It's been all solar energy being created in my place, that's for sure. So yeah, very strange. But yeah, and then the second plumber came along, and we literally talked for 12 hours over 2 days about everything, Zen, philosophy, politics, and the nonsense of it, and everything. The guy was really clued up. But have I frozen, or is everyone else?
No, I turned my camera off because I'm having some. It's giving me audio issues. So unless I need somebody to see my beautiful face, I'm going to keep my camera off. It's causing me stuttery issues, or it could just be audio problems with Zoom. I don't know, but since I turned it off, it definitely stopped my stutter. So according to Jason of the Gisbury family in chat, Adam will be joining us shortly. Thank you for the shout out and the help, Jason. We appreciate that. And again, shout out to everybody in chat. I'm not going to start listing because there's a lot of you there. We appreciate you showing up. Make sure you hit those thumbs. Appreciate all the shares. Thanks, Nathan, for bringing the crew with you. We appreciate it. And we should have a report coming in from the Adam Meakin in a moment. I've gotten my Skype open too. That's also probably what started causing me stuttering here, just in case he got with us that way. So I guess if you have yours open, or whoever, in case he gets us that way. Because I don't know.
Joined us again.
Is that
I've
a Josh?
probably spoken enough for 3 weeks worth. So
it is a Josh. Hi, Josh.
It is. One of my skills is the mannequin challenge, apparently. Zach says I'm very good at being still.
Nice.
Yeah, I swore it froze earlier. And then I saw him blink. I was like, oh, okay. Yeah, you control not blinking, and you got a job being like the perfect human statue.
They get some really cool outfits. Real thick cloth, and then they like stiffen them up and bend them and spray paint them like bronze or chrome or whatever. And then they just go out there and they're human statues. So what the hell did I miss? What you guys been talking about? What you doing?
We showed the Alex Jones InfoWars video.
Sweet.
Yeah, it was a good one. How'd it go? Light bulb changed?
I got one of the bulbs put in the correct hole, but trying to pull the other bulb out, I guess the one that hadn't been changed in a while, it was all corroded and rusty and nasty in there, so I had to get out the pliers without trying to break the glass and cut the crap out of my hand. So, it was an easy job that was made more complicated by time and neglect. So, but it's out there.
It usually goes.
Mm-hmm. It seems like I remember using a potato years ago for that, because it'll pull on it and lubricate it both without destroying the electronics.
Well, I was lucky enough to have not broken the bulb.
Oh, so you had something to grab. Good deal.
Yeah. Then you're just jamming a potato onto a light bulb.
Yeah, then that's a whole different movie, right?
Oh yeah,
that's
I think I saw that.
Though. Nice life hack there, mate. That's the biggest cup I've ever seen. You have some big cups. But that's like
my jock is big.
It's like a water pail or something, a milk pail or something.
It's a hospital cup. On the side, it's got everything written out in millimeters and cc's.
Nice.
So you can
the correct coffee dosage.
So all your nurses' aides can track your I's and O's, your ins and your outs. That way they track how much fluid you take in by the cc's, and when you pee it into a canister, and they can count how much comes out. I's and O's, baby.
What are you using?
I's and O's. Huh? What? That's just I can microwave my old coffee in a plastic cup.
That's so bad. Don't do that. Oh, that's so terrible. Microwave's bad enough, but putting the plastic in there, dude, you're creating such horrible shit. Don't do that.
Well, the alternative is me sitting here
after he pees
waiting.
Well, true. Since you are measuring your pee, that might be the best way to kill all that. You're right, Josh. I mean, Zach.
Dude, bin your microwave along with your TV.
The only reason I haven't thrown mine away is because I'm going to turn it into some kind of electronic dynamo thing. Next time Zach comes through, we're going to tear it apart.
Nah, man, don't take those things apart. Apparently, there's all sorts of nasty shit, the magnetometer and all sorts in there. Well, if you're going to take it apart, watch a hell of a lot of videos beforehand, because I had mine in the bike shed for about 3 years thinking, there's some big fucking magnets in there. I really want them. And then I saw something about it.
The capacitor.
And someone was doing it. Well, I don't know. No, it wasn't a capacitor, but someone was doing it with a radiometer on them, so that like measuring radiation. And this thing was crackling like nobody's.
Oh well, never mind that.
When they went near it, but no, I mean it could be a scare story. So I would just recommend do your own research before you take one of those things apart. But yeah, I'm pretty sure there is wizardry inside.
Well, you know, in that goat game, the microwave was one of the playable characters. Just saying. No, nobody. The demon goat game. No.
Goat game? No.
The demon goat game. Nobody knows about the demon goat game. Oh, yes. There's a game out there. It's a goat simulator game that you can play on any platform, phone, computer, any game platform. You can get it and play it. And I went to see what the frick would I want to be a goat for. And it was very weirdly physics oriented. Like everything in the game has physics, and the goat can do all these weird physics things. He can grab things with his tongue and fling them around, and he can jump on things with his tongue. And so it became a physics skill game. But as you played the game, you start uncovering all this weird, literal satanic shit. Pentagram where you take dead people to it, and it's nuts. I'm like, what am I playing? And so as I started uncovering all these different little areas of the game, it became very apparent this game is like one of those, here, everybody enjoy some uncovered secrets. And then one of the playable characters is this microwave whose job is to put entropy into your food.
Entropy. I wish
dash.
someone would define this. Because entropy to me just means things degrade.
Something like that. Let me go find it. I'm going to find that shit. There's got to be somebody playing it by now.
I think I've seen my kids playing it.
It's what, from order to disorder? Isn't that right? Everything is a constantly devolving state of disorder?
Yeah, basically. Nothing's going to sit there and get shinier. It's going to degrade. You know, it's going to break down. It's going to dissolve. It's going to, I don't know, but that's how I just hear the word entropy being bandied about quite often these days, as though it means something else. I'm not entirely sure.
I see quite the conversation going on in chat. The eye is dropping some truth knowledge. Then Godzilla comes in and says, well, you just make sure you absolutely know the rules before you start playing their games. Many went down trying to play the sovereign citizen card. That is true. To the point that it's now a meme for the police. That's how they're going to use it to escalate a traffic stop. Oh, are you one of those sovereign citizens? So watch out for that little play, especially coming from the hypocrite who is really the only sovereign citizen in the whole conversation. Oh, look, he's a guy with a badge who thinks that all the rules don't necessarily apply to him. Who does that sound like? A sovereign citizen. So, yeah, I've known guys that have been shot dead in front of their wife and kids for failing to ID. So you do definitely want to be careful. It's a dangerous, dangerous game.
It does happen, but I can't help also thinking that everyone's heard those stories of the guys being shot dead for not giving their ID, and it's in itself is part of propaganda to scare people away from doing it, like taking the microwave apart. You only need a couple of high-level plants within the law movement or whatever that get halfway there and then get shot to shit. And everyone else goes, oh, well, if he couldn't do it, then, you know, what chance have I got? I'm just going to slink back under my rock and be a good little slave. So I think there's a lot at play there. You got to be careful.
Microwaves are the most evil constructs in the world. They are pure, chaotic evil and revel in chaos and destruction, using their evil powers to imbue food with entropy. Their purpose in this world is to create a black hole to consume the entire universe, but so far they've only reached a point where the molecules in the food move more rapidly, causing it to heat up. This comes from the Goat Simulator Wiki, so that we all know the evils of microwaves.
I've never taken one apart, but I'd like to now. I want to play with some of these.
No, Zach, you just heard me say what kind of evil there is in there.
Yeah, but it's all about intent. If I want to use it for good.
Yeah, go for it, Zach.
Yeah,
I wish I hadn't thrown mine out.
But
no, I shot mine with the shotgun.
Oh, gee.
Sounds like the best way to dispose of them. Safely.
Well, we were trying out those phosphorus rounds, the door breaching rounds. So we wanted something nice and, metal.
If you're going to burn it 1,200 degrees, you want to watch it.
I would definitely take some guidance from someone you trust on taking those apart.
Yeah, I definitely will. I'll definitely look into it.
Or just wear a radiometer and see if it's true.
Yeah, I know that Creo San, he's taken them apart bunches of times.
I've
Russian
heard there's
guy.
stuff in there that is not patented, the magnetometers and stuff. I've heard people that can turn those magnetometers into, hand cranked electric generators that can run your house.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Exactly. So it would be a prime target for them to stick a few scare videos on YouTube saying, oh, don't go near this. My brothers, sisters, and uncles' dog died of radiation when he chewed it or something.
Yeah, I'll make sure I'm careful, but I definitely would like to tinker with some of that stuff.
Yeah, right.
Shibby has surgery on Monday. My big dog apparently has cancer on his paw, a big open cancerous wound. So we're gonna go have it removed.
Get some silver on that, man.
The Adam Meakin.
I can hear you, boys.
Down.
Yeah, well, look, the bobble's out. It's been a hard day. I've got to take the bobble out. I was telling Dave how since I started growing my hair, my kids have started calling me McDonald's head. I love my children.
Because of the big M. You're shouting, right?
No, I'm just drunk.
Hello, Adam.
I'm
Good
compressed.
To see you, mate.
I got compression on the audio, so it's not going to be too loud.
Good. Well, it's really loud in it because we're driving again now, so excuse us. It's we've done Jason's show, but we're heading to San Marino. Jack's confident he's going to get us there so we can have a good night's kip and not have to get up and drive other than go to the venue tomorrow. So I think they've had a long day today. So yeah, you go, boys. But evening. Oh, I'm loving it, Josh. It's great, mate. Honestly, I'm a few hours in. It's better than I anticipated.
That's awesome.
Mate, it's all right because Andrea, Dave's wife, she's already accused us of having a bromance. So we're good, and it's only going to get better. Stop. Is that sneezing or choking? I don't know which.
That was sneezing.
I came back just in time. What's up, Adam?
Hey, you bro, how are you?
What? Look at the hair. That's what's up, my man.
Yeah. Rock. I tell you what, Walt, this morning on that bloody train seems like a week ago, mate.
So where are you right now?
We have left Venice. We dropped Dave off, Dave Murphy, allegedly Dave, off at the airport. And now we're heading south to San Marino, a principality south of Venice, but still in the north of Italy, in the mountains. It's the millionaire's playground, Bob. So Savage would be at home.
Right.
I saw you this morning, mate, on that was St. Mark's Square, was it?
Yeah, so I was sat in St. Mark's this morning and waiting for the guys to arrive. Yeah. And then Dave, you saw Dave because I was filming, wasn't I?
Yeah, when you met up with him, yeah.
Tried to nick your bag, did he?
Totally did me, honest. I was saying on the other show, totally did me. I thought I was getting mugged. So I whacked my hand tight as I can around the fucking case. And I've got my other hand, I'm thinking I'm going to fucking slap you, son. And then suddenly, Adam! And I'm thinking, well, and then as I turned, I saw him. It just turned into a big hug. So, yeah, brilliant fun. A little bugger. He totally got me. Fair play, allegedly, Dave.
You had a lot of crowd there today.
There was a lot of people in St. Mark's Square, but we weren't. I'll bore you with the details on that in a bit. It was the coppers were great. But we ended up moving on after maybe half an hour or so bartering with them to another little piazza just a little bit down. And to be honest, it was really good. The acoustics in there were brilliant. Dave resonated really well, you know. And
what did you say about Dave? You were having a bro affair or what?
Yeah, we're having a bromance, me and Dave. His wife's accused us. She's accused him of loads already.
John, that's like a romance.
A couple of Italian chicks rubbing up against him, which he weren't happy about. And now, maybe me and him might elope to Switzerland.
Sorry, Josh, what did you say?
Now we know why your hair is down.
That's it. Dave don't like short hair on a bitch. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, so, give him something to talk.
It's a sure sign of the bottom.
It's like prison.
I was just letting you know, John, that a bromance is like a romance, but for guys.
Yeah. Okay. Is there a cusmance?
No, we're genuinely, we're sat in here.
Only in Kentucky.
We joked earlier.
I said only in Kentucky, John.
It took them out, you know, tour, and it bringing different people. Oh, they froze. We froze.
We got you back now.
Yeah,
I'm back
now.
Yeah, so we're now trying to work as a team. I've learned so much from listening to these guys, you know, today already, and I've started boring Dave the shit out with my slideshows already. So by the end of it, he'll have them mastered. But yeah, it's brilliant, guys. I wish it was a bigger bus.
I mean, how much bigger can it get for real?
More
Cliff Richard double-decker special.
Don't you Cliff Richard me, you pedo fucking sympathiser.
Hey, you bromance.
There's nothing sexual in what me and Dave are having. It's about a meeting of minds. Yeah, it's about a meeting of minds.
Oh, Adam, everybody's telling you need to shut off the camera.
I've got to shut my camera off.
Uh-huh.
Only if you start stuttering.
Is my hair that bad?
I think so. Yeah, Nathan says it's nothing to do with the signal. Just turn it off.
Yeah, screw you, Oakley. Screw you. Well, they're not used to it.
So what are you looking forward to tomorrow then?
Well, just getting out there. Honestly, it's addictive, mate. We did Dave Murphy nearly missed his flight because even he was just loving it too much. And you don't want to stop. You know, once you set up there and you're meeting and you're chatting with folks, it's so, yeah, tomorrow I'm looking forward to more engagements, mate. Every time somebody only speaks Italian, I seem to get thrust with them. Dave Murphy was doing that a lot, and I can understand a bit, but I certainly can't engage in theoretical physics with people about it. But thank God for Google Translate. So I've had a number of good chats today, and if you get anything, we were saying earlier, if you just get one a day where you actually feel you've made an impact on somebody's way of thinking, then it's all worthwhile. It's all worthwhile. And
one a day is huge, man, because those ones will go out and talk to others, and they'll talk to others, and that shit grows. It's like ripples in ponds.
What's it, Walt, innit? You never know. One of these idiots may end up on a tour bus cruising around Europe preaching the same shit.
Right? Exactly. Exactly. You never know what that can lead to, dropping that seed in someone's ear.
But yeah, so hopefully lots more chats tomorrow. And like I said, we're looking for San Marino is like a very, very affluent part of Italy. So it's going to be interesting to see how we're received, because today was brilliant. Italians, Americans, a couple of Oriental tourists, you know what I mean? But mostly Italians and Americans. And even those that were having none of it just smiled and politely said, no, thanks, cheers, mate. I only had one person go, oh, no, I just think it's ridiculous. And off they went. But yeah, so we'll see where it takes us. But so, you need a bus in America, boys.
Yeah, we were talking about this morning on the Ironworks, that we need to get one of those kicked off here in the U.S.
I would definitely go for a ride.
Has Jason joined you yet?
He's in chat. We can get him on the show if he would like to pop in for sure.
He said he was popping in, but it might be worth on that subject seeing if you can beat some information out of him, Walt. The game is afoot, my friend.
Did you guys catch that? I know I showed it to you guys on Ironworks this morning. I think I showed it to Savage. Did you see it, Adam? The video game player video? We did a live poll.
Oh, yeah. No, didn't we watch that in the week?
I think, were you there Wednesday?
Yeah, before I left, he showed it. That was awesome, man.
Yeah, his face was just...
Yeah.
Play it again, man.
Yeah, stick it on, mate, because that's just... Watching arrogance completely crumble on his face was brilliant.
Hey, Adam, we have Dean Barnes in chat, says that you made him a flat earther.
Oh. Oh, don't, because I'm getting emotional as it is. I don't need that sort of stuff. Tell me why, Dean.
One a day, Adam. That's all it takes. One a day.
That's it.
Milk him, Dean. Milk him.
Yeah.
He's loving it.
I am, John. Totally loving it, John. Honestly, mate. You'd fucking love it, Savage.
Would I fuck? Anyway, did you tell Marie that you might not be coming home when you said you would be?
Yeah, I discussed that on the other show a minute ago. And whilst my heart would say yes, if it wasn't costing me £1,500 a week to do this fucker because of locums, and maybe it might be sweat, but mate, I can't afford. I've burnt every last penny to do this, and rightly so, mate, because this is an opportunity. And I thanked Jason earlier on the show for all his hard work, even though he knows he's not coming on this. You know, he's still not giving up, and he's still putting the same effort in every day to keep it going. And I just want to thank him, because without him and his efforts and his sacrifices, none of us guys would be here. And yeah, thanks, Jace. You're a legend,
camper,
mate.
Man.
Yeah, I'm on it now. I'm skinning up on his table.
So, holding it down from the southwest corner of the Zetetic state, here in Missouri. John Stunja just wants you to know, Adam, that you can get stuffed.
Yeah, we tell him, thank God, I thought he'd forgotten about me, so I'm glad he's showing his love for me. Another bromance there. Hey, Stunja, get stuffed!
Says the bottom with a ponytail.
Yeah. I'm not biting.
Go on, Zach. Press play.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's see this.
That the majority of people thought the Earth was flat. Okay? So, I'm not really going to base a whole lot of credibility. It is? Okay, you know what? You want to have a vote on that? Let's have a vote on that. All right, is the Earth flat, actually? Yes, no. All right, we'll do this one here, okay, guys? Give me a second. And there you go.
Now that's a flat Earth sigh if I ever heard it.
It's the full face palm, white, forehead, mouth, side of the head. Oh my God!
The full spherical smear. That's what he had to do. The full sphere smear.
First they mock you.
Oh, that's great.
Then you will have no smear.
I'm waiting for the violent objection.
Oh, it's good stuff.
It'll come, don't you think? We haven't got there yet. It's going to turn to war or violence or something before everyone accepts. Yeah, of course. We all knew it was flat.
I don't know. I don't know if this is going to go into war.
I'm sure
it won't be over this. No.
Yeah.
Who's gonna be out there leading the battle? Neil deGrasse Tyson?
Did you see the tweet he put out earlier? Who put that in the chat? In our chat?
I thought you did.
No.
You didn't put the link to his tweet?
No, I put my reply.
I may have dropped it in there after I dropped mine.
And I think I followed the thread to his tweet, John,
You may
via
have to
yours.
add him up when he's otherwise distracted.
Done.
Or make me a co-host as well, and I can keep on it.
I can make everybody co-host. I could do that.
Don't make me a go.
Power!
I can't handle the power. I'll mute you all and kill the conversation. But yeah, let me see. What's his name? deGrasse Tyson.
Can you hear me, guys?
Yeah, we can.
Yeah. It's really loud in the van because we're pegging it on the autobahn. Yeah, Jack's having on it, one hand on the wheel, talking. He's cool. He's got years of trucking experience behind him, and he's giving me a lesson tomorrow.
Doing 95 on the autobahn. Nice.
So I know where my back end is. I said, just tell me when to turn for that first corner, so I know how long that shit is at the back, because it's huge, this bus. But there was a point I was going to say that I interrupted on, but it's
important to know where your back end is.
Yeah.
At all times, especially in the amount of bromances you're in.
Hell yeah. So I'm sleeping on the floor tonight. Yeah, face up. It's not prison, I ain't dropping no soap.
That's it. Put your nibbly bits right there on top.
Yeah, that's it. Give him a tweak. Wake me up.
Yeah, we were talking about Tyson. Does that ring a bell?
Oh, I saw that twatty. That's like 3 years old. That's like a really shit Why did the chicken cross the road, Neil deGrasse Tyson? You old school crap joker.
I'm Neil deGrasse Tyson, bitch.
Bitch. So his witty quip was, it continues to be true that flat earthers have supporters all around the globe. And I'd actually forgotten I'd written a blog on this. a whole blog post on it. And I don't even know what the date was. What was the date?
16? Oh, yeah.
November 29. Yeah, nearly exactly 3 years ago. Showing, you can't see it.
Yeah, I can see it.
All around the globe.
And this is just one day. All I did was search for has members all around the globe. And this was just one day. All these people just seem to tweet exactly the same thing, which screams AI to me. You see, at least Neil deGrasse had the nous to actually change it. It continues to be true.
No, he tweeted it once already. He's just retweeting it. This is why he's an attention whore, because he didn't get enough likes and shares and retweets the first time, so he had to come back. Well, it continues.
But wasn't the original from the fucking Flat Earth Society that tweeted that originally way back in the early days of us all looking into this?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
About 4 years ago.
That's who started that little cute joke.
And they were like, just joking.
Yeah. Titter, titter. Exactly. It was fucking like, if anybody didn't see they were a disinfo group at that point, then wake up for sure.
Oh, they came back to me on that. They said, we've dispatched 4 assassins who will be with you promptly. Meanwhile, I shall be
when you went underground and took all
paid for with flat earth hush monies. You got to credit them with a sense of humor for sure. Those 4 assassins didn't make it, by the way. When was that? It would have been on the same day.
Oh, that's brilliant. You need to say that.
I must not be doing something right because I've never gotten a death threat or anything like that yet. What am I doing wrong?
John, how many of those 4 assassins have you killed? Because they can't have all 4 left.
Right.
Always have a bit of copper pipe lying around the house, preferably with a compression fitting on the end.
Not a problem for you, mate.
Not a problem. Not a problem.
I remember what I was going to say earlier, just because you were talking about effects and stuff, and I mentioned it on the Ironworks this morning, and I want to mention it again because it blew me away. Because I sat last night in I walked out of the hotel, said, "Where's the nearest nice little wine bar?" And I stumbled across a place that was doing wine tasting and multiple little tasting platters of food.
Oh, Reggie!
Oh, mate, Reggie! It's so good.
And then he was gone.
And like paying the bill. And he said, "You know what, you here?"
Back it up, Meakin, you dropped off.
And Adam, I said, "Well, I'm here."
Adam, shut your camera off.
Adam, back it up.
Back it up a little bit.
Am I back?
Yeah, turn your camera off.
No, the camera's off, man. I did that upon Nathan Oakley's request. It's only because I'm better looking than him. I know what he's up to.
Turn your camera back on then.
Turn it. Oh, I can't. Shalom.
Right, so we got to the point where you were tasting, you were pissed up again, out at your hotel, drinking wine and eating munchies.
Yes. I had a really odd dish. I had a lovely, standard antipasti, bit of cold meats, little bit of this. Then they brought me out this beautiful pumpkin ravioli with potato and all. Oh, that was gorgeous. And then, when you got to be polite, then I got a dish of white polenta and arrabbiata sauce with octopus. And when some shit's like tasting your back because the suckers are in your mouth. I'm not great with octopus, but I did a bit to be polite. I was chatting with the guy and paying the bill at the end, and he was saying, what you doing, why you here? So I kind of gave him a quick rundown. He's like, oh, and he didn't kind of balk or freak out. So I pulled out my pictures from Amsterdam and the van. And I'm showing him the Flat Earth van, and he's like, oh, I recognise Globebusters. Yeah, I know Nathan Oakley's channel, which I was not overly impressed when I said, well, what about this one? Oh, no, he didn't know. I said, well, you know it now. So we've got a new subscriber, I hope, Josh.
So you went to a restaurant that some guy, random bloke from nowhere, knows Globebusters and Nathan Oakley.
Yeah, and that was the thing, mate. I left that wine bar at the end, and I'm like, shit. You know what I mean? People might not be standing up, but they're aware. And he wasn't saying I disagree with it either. He was just saying, yeah, I'm aware of this. I'm looking into it. You know what I mean? He's coming into my way. Oh, hello, a couple of speed bumps. And you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
Gotcha.
Yeah, we hear you. I'm just trying to
They were
help.
stingers, not speed bumps.
No, we're still rolling. We're still rolling.
We still hear you. We still hear you.
100 meters. Then the dogs will come in.
It's not slowed Jack down. He's not having on any of it. We've still got gas pressure in these tyres.
But mate, that's amazing that you can walk into some random wine bar and bump into someone who has the finger on the pulse of this stuff. Wow. Just wow.
Yeah. It was quite inspiring, mate. You know, to just because I'll throw it out there all the time just for a reaction. You know, there's no problem with being called a flat tard or being smiled at or whatever. But to get that response back to say, yeah, I know Globebusters, I know Flat Earth debate, you know, I'm aware of this discussion. And
well, I was talking
to
Douglas Falk earlier, and he mentioned something about an 11 million people poll, and that he needed to find a Portuguese translator for his book, The Voyage. But I haven't gone back to him. I said, what 11 million people polled? Does anyone know what that's referencing or not?
No.
Okay. Well, it had something to do with Brazil and Brazilian people.
Oh, yeah, no. The poll said that 11 million people were saying that they believe the Earth was flat.
What,
in Brazil alone.
That's
Really?
Rodrigo. That's Rodrigo Ferrari Nunes.
Yeah. I think they said 3% here in the United States, I heard.